Today I'm going to talk to you about why it's okay and smart to have a side hustle and to possibly use it to help you to get out of your 9-to-5 job. You see, we have been taught to depend on a 9-to-5 job for stability. But in today's world, come on now, you already know having a side hustle is not just okay, but for a lot of us, it's actually necessary in order for us to even survive. You see, job security is indeed an illusion. And no matter how stable your job may appear to be, you're always subject to layoffs, being fired, and downsizing of companies. I've worked several companies in my lifetime that has downsized and left me with no employment. And I always found myself right back chasing another 9-to-5 job. I've even had a company to lay me off, lay my entire shift off. And we didn't know it until the day of. Believing in job security is only going to get you so far. And for those of you who are lucky and are able to hold on to your job, kudos to you. I wish the best for you. But for those of you who have experienced any of those things that I've mentioned previously, then you understand where I'm coming from when I say that job security is indeed an illusion. I remember when the big C hit us, and I was working a job where I was going every day, working 40 hours a week. There was no overtime at all, ever, for the whole duration of the time that I was actually employed at this company. But I did have a stable job working 8 hours a day, 40 hours a week. But like I said before, once the big C came upon us, work was scarce. And during that time was the first time that I was actually introduced to doing side hustles in and around the city of LA. And my first one that I actually started doing was DoorDash. And I still have my bag today. And I'm showing it to you because I want you to see that I was actually a DoorDasher. I dashed, and I actually had a Postmate, which I didn't do much of. Most of my income on my side hustle outside of my work was doing DoorDash. That is what first opened my eyes to the reality that something could actually replace the income, because I was going to work clean out of the city where I live now. I didn't really have too much of an issue with the job, but I can feel that something was coming. And this was well before the big C. And I realized that during that time, when I was door dashing, all of the money that I was making in and around this city. And I was like, wait, hold up. By me just doing this part-time, I was making a good taste of money around here. So I started thinking, if I did this full-time and just worked on my own time, I wouldn't have to be in that traffic. I wouldn't have to be over there trading all of my time. I could choose what days and what times of the hour I wanted to get out and actually do some work. It really started to make me think, should I let this replace my income? And I almost did. But I held off, and I'm glad I did, because something else came about that took the place of actually dashing and doing any sort of Postmates if I was going to do them at all. But this was most definitely an option. So I know a lot of you are out here actually doing all of these different sorts of gig work. And if you are, then you know for a fact that what I'm saying is true. You can use a side hustle to replace your full-time 9-to-5 job. And besides, on a 9-to-5 job, your income is fixed, unless, of course, you get a raise. But if you're doing a side hustle, those side hustles have the potential to grow in finances if you put in the work and choose that this is what you want to do and actually put your best foot forward and make it happen for yourself. I'm not saying that you should actually do the sort of gig work that I was just mentioning, because this is just something that I did. And if I feel the need to do so now, I'll get out there and do it if I have to. I'm going to do whatever it takes to keep my head above water. There are some gigs that allow you to determine how much you want to charge, how many hours, of course, you want to work, how many clients you want to take on. Like, say, for instance, what I'm doing here as a field inspector. I decide how often I want to work. I decide how many inspections I want to take. If the companies are attempting to give me more work than I can handle, if I want to do my best to fit those in order to get that money, I can get it. Or I could decide that I'm not going to do those many. It's completely up to me. On a 9 to 5 job, this is something that you most definitely cannot do. If freedom is what you're looking for, then a 9 to 5 job is not going to give that to you. And I'm pretty sure everybody knows that. A job is going to give you a paycheck. That's what it's going to give you. Possible raises maybe here or there if you're lucky to have a job that actually gives raises. Maybe a promotion if you're lucky to have a job that gives promotions. Outside of that, there's not much that can offer you except for what? Pension plan? Some sort of retirement savings? And if that's what you're looking for, there's other ways of getting it. And if you pick just the right side hustles, you can create wealth. A lot of us are not looking to be wealthy. We just want to be financially stable. And that's fine, because that's where I am today, right now in my life. I need my freedom and I want to be financially stable. I like being able to go to the store and not having to check my account every time I decide I want to buy something, just to make sure that the funds are there. You want to be wealthy, or you want to just be financially free. But you also want passive income. So when it comes to choosing a side gig, choose them carefully if passive income is what you're looking for. And then you're able to sit back and just let money roll in while you relax. It's going to free up your time, and you can stop trading all of your time for money at a 9 to 5 job. And wouldn't that be nice? Talking to those of you who are afraid to step out, but you know that you want to. Those of you who are in fear of the unknown, wouldn't it be nice to not have to answer to a boss? No commuting to work every day. No going to bed at particular times in order for you to get up before daybreak so that you can get to work on time on fear of being wrote up. No more working schedules you hate. I've worked so many schedules that I hated. And I had to do whatever I had to do to survive. But when we know better, we do better. Is that not right? So let go of your fear and decide if this is what you want to do, and just get out there and do it. Create a side hustle out of something that you love. I mean, start making money out of something that you love to do. There are a lot of us who have things that we know that we love. There are things that we are really passionate about, but we don't step out on it because we feel like people are not going to welcome what our skills are, or people are not going to want to purchase products that we create. And because we have these fears, we push our skills under the rug somewhere, never to look at them again. I'm gonna give you a short little story. Years back, when I first started creating jewelry, I opened up a little website, and I forgot the actual host that I was using the first time. I think it was Big Commerce, or it might have been something before that. But anyway, no one knew who I was other than the people from where I'm from. And I was not on any other platforms but one. And of course, you know, the people you know are going to be the less supportive of all the people. So when I started my website, first thing I did was go on that platform and I let everybody know I had started selling jewelry. Come over, come one, come all, see what I got. I had visitors that was coming in, but you know, unfortunately, your website don't tell you who it is. And I knew people were coming in on a constant because I was looking at my analytics. But my sales were far and in between. If I would have let that completely stop me, because when those things happen, people are subject to quit because it lessens their confidence. It makes them feel like, well, maybe what I'm doing is not all of that. Maybe I should just let this go. Maybe I should just leave that for those who can do better than me, and let me just continue on with my job. And I kept that website for a long time because I'm one that don't give up too quick. I don't quit too quickly. I am going to give it my all until it beats me into the ground. This is with everything that I do. But I was discouraged 100%, and I can be totally honest about that. But what brought me out of that was one day I decided I'm going to attempt to go to some shows. See, can I sell my items at some vendor shows? I bought a tent, I bought chairs, all of the different things that you needed, POS system for people who are using credit cards, the whole 9 yards. And trust me, when I went to the first show, I went with the idea that I wouldn't sell nothing at all. But what I didn't know is that could not have been further from the truth. The people at these shows loved my items, and I was selling so many products. And I realized at that point, after that very first show, because I booked many afterward, but after that very first one, that made me realize that it wasn't my product. It wasn't the fact that my products are not good. The fact of it all is that I was selling it to the wrong audience. So when you decide that you want to do a side hustle, or you decide that you want to put your skills to the test, make sure that you're picking the right audience, okay? And we're not going to start with family and friends. All right. So anyway, I continue to sell them today. So what type of side hustles are you doing right now as we speak? Drop it in the comment section. Let's talk about it. Do you have something that you started and it just feels like it won't get off the ground? It doesn't matter what it is. What are you doing? Are you doing drop shipping? You're doing some sort of freelancing? Are you doing digital downloads? Are you a content creator? What are you doing? Are you driving around every day? Are you an Uber, Lyft driver? Or are you delivering food? What are you doing? It's a lot of different things out there that you can actually start as a side hustle to put it to the test and see if it will actually replace your job. But there's nothing that can beat a skill that you have, something that you know you love to do every single day, or you wish that you could do every single day, something that'll make you happy, that you know that you could possibly even do it without getting paid. Because that's what I was doing. I was doing this type of stuff for a long time. And if I sold something here or there, I'd done good. At least to me. It did bring me some sort of pride to know, hey, well, at least somebody ordered. But to say it wasn't stressful, because I felt like nobody wanted what I had to offer, of course it was. Because I knew how good it was. I put my love and all of my effort and my time into creating these products. I was just selling to the wrong audience. I lived and I learned. So drop it in the comment section. Let's talk about it. What type of jobs are you doing, or have you decided that you wanted to do, that you are hoping will replace your 9-to-5 job? And let's talk about it. In the meantime, until next time, you guys know what to do. Like, subscribe, turn on the notification bell, because I will be bringing you back something later. Thank you guys so much for watching. Enjoy the rest of your day.